I'm Kelly Dombrowski, and I've been at Canterbury for about a year, almost exactly. And I'm in the Human Geography department. Well, we're the Department of Geography, but I'm a human geographer. In my previous job, I had a large first year course as well that had about 230 students. And we somehow got scheduled 8 o'clock lectures at 8 o'clock in the morning in Sydney. So that was like a 2 or 3 hour commute for some students. And so my attendance went from the previous year of about 150 out of 200 coming to lectures to 20 out of 200 coming to lectures. So I kind of called in our Learn group and had an emergency weekend redo of our Learn site and made it so it was really straightforward for first year students to get. And we did that by arranging it in weeks first. So week 1, here's what you have to do this week. First thing, go to these 2 lectures. And then next to that, check boxes, tick, tick. Or listen to these 2 lectures. And that just helped them visualise what it was that they had to do each week as first year, first semester students in order to pass the course. Because I think prior to that, if they weren't coming to class and they weren't getting that interaction with me, they weren't able to really get a sense of what they had to be doing each day in order to get all the work done. But since that time, I just think that approach actually works really well even when they are coming to class because it means that your Learn site's really supporting the same framework that you use in class, which is weekly, right? We plan our lectures out by I'm going to do these 3 topics this week and then I'm going to, follow up with readings this week. I think it helps me because it makes it easier for them to know what they have to do, and it gives them the organisational tool to track their own learning and to have really clear expectations about what I'm expecting them to do every week. And I tell them, if you do this stuff every week, if you do all the things I've set up and put the check boxes on, pretty much you'll pass the course, because if you have done these things and you write an essay, it's going to show up in the essay that you've done everything you're supposed to do. So I think it helps me because it's helping them be clear. It also helps me in that I can go in and see what's been checked off, so you can get a sense of who is actually engaging with the material of the course, and if they're not engaging, then you've got that knowledge and you can help them, encourage them to, or reassign readings, or cover something again, or remind them, or to come back and do it. In my second year course, the feedback I got, because they had to do a lot of reading, was that it helped them to enjoy the experience of completing tasks, which sounds quite cheesy, but I think some people really like ticking things off and it was sort of a very minor sort of incentive for them to go, oh, I've only got one more thing left to tick off, and then they'd want to tick it off. So I think whereas if you just tell them something verbally in class, or it's just available on Learn, but there's no expectation visually that they have to do it, there was less of a sense for them that we had it set as a default. So every new item we added automatically had a checkbox. But some other staff members, or my colleagues, didn't sort of know how to turn that off. So they would be putting up things that didn't need a checkbox, like a label that would have a checkbox, tick course readings, and it didn't make any sense. So I sort of had to go back and fix those, or tell them, oh, this is how you do it. So, but those are really just minor challenges, I think. When I brought it in, it was based on the advice of flexible learning advisors who'd looked at the research and looked at how students interacted, and it seems to be combined with the weekly approach, the weekly format, it seems to be a really effective way of students managing their work. And I think that's partially from moving from course readers, where you sort of get this big brick of readings at the beginning of semester and you can see, okay, if I finish this, I'm probably going to pass the course. And you can see visually how much you have to get through in the 12 weeks. Whereas I think with a Learn site, it feels like a website. And for students, it feels optional. When you go on to, Facebook, you just click on the things that you find interesting. And I think that kind of attitude goes across into Learn, where that's an interesting reading. I'll click on that one, but I won't click on that one. Whereas the use of the checkboxes, I think, has really help them see what it is that they're meant to be doing, and gives them a sense of what this course is. It includes lectures, it includes readings, it includes labs, it includes lab materials, you know, it includes assessments, and to get a sense of what does it mean to be at university and what does it mean to complete a course. And I think that's really key, and I really would definitely keep doing it just purely for that reason.